Welcome to our channel. My name is Tracy and I'm the keeper of our home here at 4D Farms, where we're all about faith, family, home, and farm. Y'all come on in and see what we're all about, because we want our channel to encourage you and inspire you on your journey. If you see something that you like, please give it a thumbs up, hit that like button. That helps our channel grow and reach more people. If you want to subscribe, and if you think other people can benefit from our videos, please share them. Y'all, we hope to see you in each and every video, and most of all, thanks for watching. Well, good morning, everybody. Today is going to be a very busy day on the farm. And I just wanted to take y'all along with me just to see what a typical day looks like. And in the throes of summer, every day there is something to do, but each day is different. Some days you can plan, and some days you just got to go along with the flow and just tackle what needs to get done. I've got some brine going already started on the stove, and today I've got to do okra and tomatoes this morning. I've already washed and patted dry my tomatoes. Now I'm going to work on the okra. I got them washed. I'm going to pat them dry. And when I do my okra, I will separate frying size from pickling size. There is a difference. So I just go through and I separate all of them and get them ready to go in the jars while my brine is heating up. After I get my okra separated into piles of what is going to get fried, the fried ones gets the stems cut off and the ends cut off and chopped up. The pickling ones, if they're small enough, then I just leave those on just a little tiny stem where they can get their little fingers in there and start packing the jars. I'm going to finish getting these packed in the jars, and I'm doing something different this year. I'm chunking some up this year and pickling them instead of leaving them whole, just to see which ones they like better. The rest of the okra that I cut up for frying, I'm going to get those into vacuum sealed bags and vacuum seal them and get them in the freezer. I'm going to check on my brine. My brine is all ready, and I am going to get this ladled into the jars. If you want to know the full extent and follow along with me as I can okra just by itself, y'all catch my freezing and pickling okra on my canning and preserving playlist. All the brine is in the jars. I am wiping the rims of the jars just to make sure there's no stickiness that's going to interfere with the seal. And then we are going to get the lids and the rings on these and get them ready to water bath. I put my water bath counter over into the sink, started filling it up with water. While that's filling up, I'm going to start working on a few of these tomatoes. And right now I'm picking out some little snackable tomatoes for the granddaughters, the little small ones. And I'm going to put those in a mason jar lined with a paper towel to help keep them fresher longer. And just put a lid on them and put them in the refrigerator. Still keeping an eye on my water over there. The little small tomatoes, I always pick them out for the granddaughters. Gives them a little snacky. I'm going to turn off my water and ask dear hubby to please come put it on the oven for me on the stove. We are always doing random acts of kindness for each other. It's kind of like a competition with us. And we're always sure to thank each other afterwards. While I'm waiting on my water to come to a rolling boil in the water bath, I'm going to start working on these tomatoes. I'm going to pick out some more snackable sizes for the granddaughters. Then I'm going to reserve us some to cook for supper tonight. And then I'm going to start putting some in Ziploc bags and getting them ready to go into the freezer. This is what I like to do with our tomatoes a lot. Just go through them and pick out different sizes because I have different ways that I preserve them. And in just a little bit, I will show you my freezer and show you what I'm talking about. So we're just going to finish going through these tomatoes on the counter. And we got those done. I've got some that I can make for supper one night. I've got the granddaughter some in a jar for a snack. I'm waiting on my water to come up to a boil, and so I can start timing the processing time. Now let's look at all my tomatoes in my freezer. I will save up all of my tomatoes after a few pickings, put them all in Ziploc bags, put them in the freezer, and save them for one day to have a big batch sauce making day. Now it's time to get this kitchen cleaned up. Y'all know my motto, clean as you go in your kitchen. I'm a stickler for that. I cannot work in a messy kitchen. It absolutely drives me nuts. I cannot work in an unorganized kitchen. I gotta have a flow in my kitchen to where my work goes faster. So I'm gonna load up the dishwasher and we're gonna get this cleaned after this project because I have another project to get started while it's still morning time and I still have a little bit of energy. I'm beginning to get tired, but I'm going to try to push through just for the next little bit to get ready for the next step in my day, my morning. Kitchen is all wiped down and ready for me to start project number 2 for the morning. Yes, I had a to-do list as soon as I got up this morning. I just got up, started my day this morning. Of course, after I had coffee. So, I want to get some of my 5-minute no-knead bread dough mixed up and fermenting because later, after it has fermented for a while, I want to make a loaf of bread and I want to make a couple of baguettes so we can have for all this week to just cut off and slices of toast with their breakfast or things like that, sandwiches, anything. And then the baguettes are going to be for a couple of meals throughout the week for supper time. So I'm going to get this 5-minute no-knead bread dough mixed up. If y'all are following along in my bread making series, I give you the recipe and we mix it up together and we even make a pizza with it. Catch that video in my bread making series. I'm going to get this mixed and just get it set on the counter and let it be doing its thing. I've got the bread dough all mixed up, put over to the side. It's going to hang out. My okra is finished. Here we go with cleanup number 2, y'all. I have to clean up after I get done with each project and each little thing so I can have a functional kitchen, y'all. And I'm just going to finish wiping down, cleaning up, checking everything, getting ready. I'm getting tired, y'all. And I think I'm going to call it a morning. I'm throwing in the towel. I'm exhausted. I am going to take a nap. That was a good nap, y'all. I'm rested. I'm relaxed. I'm refreshed. Ready to get the second half of my day going. Changed my apron because the other one just had okra snot all over it and tomato juice. Y'all, I call that slime and okra snot because that's what it feels like to me. I don't mean to turn you off about okra, but that's just what it reminds me of. But I had to change aprons, throw it in the dirty clothes. I got me a fresh one on. I'm going to get this dough out that's been sitting. Let me give y'all a little clue about a little hint or a tip about the 5-minute no-knead bread dough. Y'all can ferment it anywhere from 2 hours up to 12 hours. So I knew by the time I got that dough prepared and set over to the side, it had already been like 3 to almost 4 hours. Because y'all, I took about a 2-hour nap. I was exhausted and I needed it. I have to get some rest halfway through my day, or I just can't make it through a whole day. That just comes along with having an autoimmune disease. It just comes with the territory. So we're going to work on this bread and get it to going. But just remember, you can do a ferment on your 5-minute no-knead bread dough. It's recommended at least 2 hours for the least amount of time, up to 12 hours. Another good thing about taking naps, y'all, is when the granddaughters come to stay and they're there during a nap time, they understand that Gmaw gets tired. And they've been knowing this since the day they were born. I took naps with them. We all took naps together. And it's something that we just got used to in our little daily routine. I used to babysit the granddaughter. I don't call it babysitting, y'all. They're my granddaughters. We have play dates. For the first 5 years of their little lives, they were with me every day before they started school. And it's just a routine that we got into. Some days we would have some long days. But I have one granddaughter that's so used to it, she still loves naps. She doesn't like that she doesn't get to take naps in school anymore. And she'll tell you right quick, I miss my naps. And when she's like, don't wake me up. If y'all wake up before me, just let me sleep. Then that little second one is like, I don't like naps. I don't want to take a nap. She's the first one that falls to sleep holding my hand when it's nap time, y'all. Don't let them kids fool you. When they say and they pitch fits, they don't want to take a nap, you know that's when their body needs it because they start rebelling. So there's a little mom hack for you or a grandma hack for you. I wanted to make some baguettes for a couple of meals this week and a homemade loaf of bread. And dear hubby bought me these baguette pans where it has the air holes in it for circulation. You can set your baguettes on there to proof and to bake because right on the rack, right on your oven rack, because they circulate that air. If you put it on a baking pan and then put it on the rack, you're subduing the airflow, which is the purpose for the holes in the pan. So you can just set this pan on the rack just like it is. So if you'll notice, I use my pans, I put it in front of me, and I use my pans as a measuring guide to know how long to roll out the baguettes. And I'm going to do the same thing with my Pullman loaf pan. Y'all, I love my Pullman loaf pan because you don't even have to spray it, y'all. It is nonstick anyway. I just go the extra mile. But I think since then I have quit spraying it because I have read that spraying the non-stick cooking spray in it can deplete the non-stick coating on it after a while. So I did quit doing that. You don't have to. I love the versatility of the Pullman loaf pans because they have different sizes. You can make you can make short little loaf pans, or you can get the long sandwich loaf pan, which is what I've got right here. And I love the versatility that you can bake with the lid on or the lid off. Baking with the lid off, you can create the rounded top long sandwich loaves. Baking with the lid on produces the flat top long sandwich loaves. And I've got all my bread making equipment in my Amazon store on my kitchen essentials list. But I love this pan. It's the only one I have, and I'm trying to take care of it. And if you notice, I'm not doing a lot of kneading. I'm just trying to work just a little bit more gluten into it and shape it like I need it. And y'all, I have played around with shaping loaves so many different ways. I have just barely manipulated the dough, played with it in my hands, flopped it over in the pan. Then I have shaped it and put it over in the pan, pressed it down to make sure all the corners are full. Then you see what I did right there? I did like a rolled it out, then did like an envelope fold kinda, and then turned it and did another fold over itself. Y'all, you can do that. You just want to make sure all the folds are incorporated on the inside of the loaf, and your seams are on the bottom when you put it in the pan. Do not bake with a seam on top. It'll crack open. I'm using my little scoring blade here to make scores in the baguettes. And then I'm just going to do a simple egg wash on top. You can do a milk wash if you want to. Some people even do a water wash. Or you can do melted butter. But to me, the melted butter should come after it comes out of the oven and put on top. The egg wash is going to give it that rich brown color. So that's just what I'm doing to the top of these after I score it. If y'all are just now tuning into this video, welcome. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this bread dough, or I talk about my bread making for beginners series. If you've ever wanted to learn how to make bread, but you've just been so intimidated, I have a bread making for beginners series where I start out just making simple southern staples like quick rolls, biscuits, and cornbread. Then we get into a part where it's a beginner level, starting out with a 5-minute no-knead bread dough that mimics sourdough, which is fermented for good gut health. And it's just a quick dough that you mix up literally haphazard. Then you can set it out, let it ferment from 2 to 12 hours. If you're not going to bake anything with it, after you let it ferment for the amount of time that you need it, you can put it in the refrigerator, and then you have a dough on hand at any given moment to whip up a quick bread. You just pinch off a hunk, do something with it, and then bake it. And then you can eat off that dough for the rest of the week. And I sprinkled those baguettes with everything bagel seasoning. I mean, it wouldn't be a baguette without it, right? There's so many different ways you can proof bread, y'all. I've got a warming zone on top of my oven. I'm going to use it this time. I've got a bread proofing feature on my oven, which you put it inside, you turn it on, and it proofs, it warms up. Or you can turn the light on in your oven, let it warm up, and this is called the proofing stage or the second rise. Or you can just set it in a warm, non-drafty spot. I know some people that will just light a candle, cover it up, and set it beside a warm candle. Y'all, that was the third time I've tried to clean my kitchen for today. And guess what? I'm going to get another batch going to put in the refrigerator because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing some more things with it this week. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have maybe a couple of pizzas this week. I think I've got some pizzas on the menu for this week. The baguettes are going to be used with some spaghetti one night, and I'm going to cut them up and then turn around and do like a garlic toast with it. Y'all, there's so many things you can do with baguettes. So I'm going to get a second batch started, and it's going to go in the refrigerator to pinch off of some more. This is the most versatile dough that I have come up with. And y'all, sometimes I forget the recipe. I don't have it memorized. And then I'm going to try one thing different this time that I have been experimenting with. And that's adding a little bit of sweetener. The salty flavor in the dough, it's okay. I just want to kick it up a notch. And do y'all see that? I hate it when that happens. So we're going to rinse that off and just set it over to the side. Back to my point. I have been playing around and I'm trying different sweeteners in this dough. It's okay to add one more ingredient if you want to. That's the versatility of this dough, and it's just fun to play around with and experiment with. But I've also kind of started backing down on the salt just a little bit. But you still need the salt in there. Y'all, it happened again. When am I going to learn? One more time, just set it over there. You can experiment and play around with this dough in the recipe. I'm going to set that tub right there and let it ferment for the rest of the night. And then I'll probably put it in the refrigerator come bedtime. And look how these are rising, y'all. These are turning out good. I'm just going to give them just a little bit longer. Here they are baking up. Do y'all see how big those got? These are going to be awesome. And here they are, fresh out of the oven. We've got a sandwich loaf here that we can slice off of all week for toast, grilled cheese, sandwiches, Nutella toast for the granddaughters, anything we want. And we've got 2 baguettes to eat off of the rest of the week. Y'all, I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is what some of my days look like. I hope y'all have enjoyed coming along with me. I will see y'all in the next video.